No, Corporate Vice President at Whole Woman's Health, the lead plaintiff in the abortion case.
I am so thankful. For so long, we felt as providers so alone, and to see all of you here come bear witness how we bring our case to the Supreme Court is just unbelievable. Thank you. Thank you. As a Hispanic immigrant from Latin America, I know what it's like not to have access to safe legal abortion care in an environment where women's voices matter. This is why this work is so important for me on both a professional and personal level. But I have also witnessed firsthand how laws like HB 2 can force clinics to shut down. I think about the woman on the phone that begged me to see her after her clinic was shut down by this law. And I still remember the desperation in her voice when she said, "Please, please just see me. I won't tell anyone. Why can you just see me, please?" And not having a logical answer to her because there's no logic behind this.
Could you say your full name and where you're from?
My name is Rose Barnes Covenant, and I'm from Washington, D.C. Our generation has spent a lot of time thinking that progress has been made, and it's being taken from us. And if we don't stand up now, we're not going to have a choice. There are a lot of women here that did this work in the 70s, and I think my generation thinks this is old news. And now we're slowly seeing an erosion of our rights where it's harder to fight if they take it piece by piece. And it's finally gotten to a point where people have to stand up, and if not, we'll go back to the 60s.
Springfield, Virginia. And why are you here today?
I'm here because in the 70s and 80s, when I had to worry about my reproductive health, I was able to do so. I don't think it's right for people with a lot of money to be able to fly to a different state to get an abortion. Access, it's all about access. I had access, these girls should have access. I can't believe we're still fighting this.
My name is Dr. Sarah Immershine, and I am an abortion provider. I performed my first abortion as a routine procedure in 1980 during my internship at New York's Bellevue Hospital. My professors, my mentors, remembered wards filled with injured and infected women and the many women who died before abortion was legal and available. We must not forget their stories or their lives, and we must remember women will seek abortion even when it is illegal. Abortion is medical, not political. Abortion is medical, not political.
My name is Brenda Pearl. I'm an activist, I'm an African American, and I'm a woman. And I'm a student from Ohio. And I'm here to share my story. In the summer of 2014, I became pregnant. I was planning to continue my studies that fall. And having a baby at that time in my life would have derailed my plans and goals. I had just enough money for books with not a cent more. I also had a life path in front of me, a path I longed to follow. For that reason, I chose to have an abortion. It was one of the hardest decisions I ever made, but in the end, it was a decision to determine the fate of my life. The state of Ohio makes it very difficult for women to access safe legal abortion. First, you have to schedule an appointment to receive state-mandated information. It's misleading information that is meant to discourage you from having the abortion that is your constitutional right. They also make you have an ultrasound, even after you already probably had an ultrasound. It was painful to feel I was pressured to listen to the heartbeat. Then you have to wait 24 hours to come back, and the procedure itself. Personally, the biggest obstacle was paying for the abortion, except in extreme cases, you have to pay for it yourself. I am sharing my story with you today to raise my voice about the protection of safe legal abortions. And also about truth, free will, healing, and freedom. Thank you.
Ohio student Brenda Pearl speaking outside the Supreme Court Wednesday. When we come back, we'll hear from pro- and anti-choice sides of the issue outside the Supreme Court as the justices heard the most important case on abortion in a generation. Back in a minute. Invocation by Matana Roberts here on Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, The War and Peace Report. I'm Amy Goodman with Nermeen Sheikh.
We return to Democracy Now!'s Amy Littlefield outside the Supreme Court on Wednesday, as the court heard arguments in the most significant abortion case in a generation, a challenge to provisions in Texas's sweeping anti-choice law, HB 2. Both sides of the abortion debate rallied outside.
So we're here on the border between the pro-choice and the anti-choice sides, right outside the Supreme Court. On one side are the pro-choice activists, and on the other side are the anti-choice activists. They have two competing rallies here. Let's talk to some of the people on the anti-choice side.
I'm Kristen Hawkins. I'm the president of Students for Life in America.
And why are you here today?
I'm here today because we want to show the justices that this is a pro-life generation. Majority of Americans agree with our side, and that the majority of Americans agree with the common sense safety regulations in HB 2.
I saw some research recently, though, that 7 in 10 women, or 7 in 10 people are on the pro-choice side. What makes you say that you have more people on your side?
When you look at the polling and you actually ask people on the issues, we have the majority. You don't use labels, pro-life, pro-choice. Most millennials are like, I don't want to be labeled. I don't even understand what the labels mean. When you ask people, when do you think abortion should be legal? Under what circumstances should abortion be legal? We're winning all day long.
I'm Troy Newman. I'm the president of Operation Rescue.
And what are you doing here today at the Supreme Court?
Well, we're praying, number one, that the court is going to uphold the Texas law HB 2, and number two, we're testifying to the fact that women die inside abortion clinics. This is common sense regulation. I want to see abortion ended today, but this is common sense regulation that's going to make sure that women are given the best and most proper health care.
Will these laws in Texas help to achieve your goal of ending abortion?
Well, yes, because abortionists simply cannot or will not rise to the level of being a normal physician. You don't come out of medical school, by and large, and say, I want to become an abortionist. You sink to the level of being an abortionist. It's so common sense to see these people so completely angry is really, they're off the rocker.
Although it sounds like you might agree with one thing on the pro-choice side, which is that these laws are ultimately threatening to and perhaps aimed at ending abortion, right?
I will do anything safe, legal, and moral to end the child killing. And you know what that does? It saves women's lives and it saves babies' lives. These ghouls over here are chanting to kill more babies. I find that repugnant and disgusting.
Troy Newman, you've been criticized in the past for some of your tactics. Some people have even gone so far as to call you a domestic terrorist and to say that you've called for the murder of abortion providers. Is that true?
It's ridiculous. If any of that were true, I wouldn't be able to stand here.
One more question. 1 in 3 women will have an abortion by age 45. What happens to those women if abortion becomes inaccessible in the United States?
Imagine this. They have a beautiful baby.
No more Roe! No more Roe!
I'm Navia Ravi Kumar. I'm from Austin, Texas. Okay, that's weird.
What's happening right now? Can I just describe it? We're right here on the border between the pro-choice and anti-choice side, and there is a sign that's someone's putting behind you.
Yeah, I mean, this in itself is problematic because that's not a fetus. That's a literal baby, and it's like 3 months old. So that doesn't even make any sense.
You're talking about the picture on the sign. Do you have a response to that? She says that what's on your sign is not a fetus, it's a baby.
We don't discriminate of people based on their looks or their age or their location. We love the babies. Every child has to be cared for and fed no matter where they're located. That's why we love.
That wasn't the argument, but okay. The argument was that they are talking about aborting fetuses. Fetuses are not babies. Babies are born. That's the definition of a baby. We learned that in 8th grade science, so that's good.
Do you have a response to that?
This is a female. We love females. We protect females, whether they're in the womb or not. We don't believe that promiscuous sex gives you a right to kill. You can have as much promiscuous sex as you want, but we don't kill.
Okay. Thanks for giving me the right to have sex. I didn't know that you controlled my body. So, thanks for that.